Hi everyone, this is Ray Phillips of Precision Driving Analytics, and today I'm going to talk about making sure your data is correct. Whenever we gather data, we're naturally assuming that everything is right, but if you see something that doesn't make sense to you, you need to dig deeper and figure out what's going on, because you could have a bad sensor or just a number of different things that could be causing your data to not be correct. So recently I had an opportunity to rent a 1988 BMW Spec E30, and I raced it at Virginia International Raceway with NASA at Hyperfest, and it was just a lot of fun. And the car only had a AIM Solo in it, which means that it didn't have an ECU connection, and the only channels I could really utilize were GPS channels. But you can get your lap times, and you can get some good information from split reports, which is what I'm looking at here. So this is my second race, and you can see the lap times on the right, and my best lap time was my last one, was a 2:19.869. Best rolling lap was a 2:19.4. And if you don't know what a best rolling lap is, a best rolling lap is joining two consecutive laps at some place, most likely not the start finish line. So in this case, it's joining, basically coming onto the front straight there, but it's not at the start finish line. So that time was a 2:19.4, and the best theoretical lap was a 2:17.7. And the best theoretical lap is just adding up all the different sectors. And I'll pull up a track map for you so that you can see, how I split it up, so that it means something to you. So when the AIM software, the RS2 analysis software, creates a track map, it creates a lot of different sections, and that doesn't really mean a whole lot when you're looking at split reports, because a lot of times how you go into one particular section affects the next one, and you really can't improve on one without hurting the other. So what I did is split the track up into smaller sections, and you can see, like, the first one here is in red is turns 1 and 2 of VIR, and this is basically 3 and 4 is the blue one, and so on. So now when I look at the sector times, they really mean something to me, and I can figure out if I'm faster in one of these sectors, then I can figure out why I was faster and see if I can apply that to the next time I go out on track. So if I go through the time differences here, so if we look here on lap 9, that was 4/10 faster in that first sector, which is turns 1 and 2. Another 0.25 seconds, 0.26 here on lap 5 versus my fast lap. And it should always be comparing to your fast lap, because obviously, that's your fast lap. So you would think that on that lap you would have a lot of the fast sectors. But the interesting thing is that I don't. And in fact, here's the comparison to the fast lap, which is all zeros, but all of these times should be zeros as well, but they're not. And if I look up above, all these times for lap 12 are zeros, but yet it's showing 0.770 seconds. So this is not how it's supposed to look. And if you see on lap 12, it's basically thinking lap 12 is the fastest lap at a 2:20.639, based on all the zeros here at the bottom. So what the heck is going on? Well, I actually had to get Roger Cadell to help me out. He's the training manager at AIM, and he knows the most about all this AIM software. So I contacted him, and one of the things that he looked at was the distance traveled. So if we look at the channels report here, it's got distance in this column. And if you look at lap 12, it's showing just less than 17,000 feet. Whereas on my best lap, I traveled 17,180 feet. So a difference of 180 feet is quite a lot. And if I'm able to travel 180 feet less, then you would think that would be the fastest time. But it wasn't. So again, something is wrong here. And what Roger told me to do was go to my lap manager, and I'm going to get rid of this video here. And if you see at the top, there's a GPS lap insert button. Oh, before I do that, I want to show you something else. So if I compare the two laps, I'm going to go back to a measures chart. GPS measures, I'll get rid of this track map. And let's compare these two laps, lap 12 and lap 15. And let's go back to split report. Well, actually let's compare lap 11, because lap 11 is showing 7.192 seconds. And all this is basically coming onto the front straightaway. Whereas on my fastest lap, I did it 7.7. So, that's a difference of 0.6 seconds. So, there's no way that I was able to gain that much time coming onto the front straightaway there. This isn't a long distance. So let's compare lap 11 to lap 12. Or sorry, lap 11 to lap 15. All right. So this is the distance that we're looking at here. From here to the start-finish line. Well, this is our time difference here. So that's 1.6 seconds difference. And at the end here, it's 1.5. So that's only a tenth. So something is definitely not right. So anyway, let's get back to how we fix this. We go to the lap manager. You see at the upper right here, there's a thing called GPS lap insert. So the assumption here is that somehow the GPS in the unit is not calculating the laps correctly, even though when you look down the laps, there's nothing that really stands out as being like two laps joined together or something like that. Obviously, something is wrong. So AIM has all the tracks loaded in it, and it knows where the start-finish line is at every track. So if you click on GPS lap insert and you click on use the start-finish line from let's say from GPS track database, and here's Virginia International Raceway, which is the full circuit. I'm going to confirm that selection, and then I'm going to hit continue. And these are all the new lap times. I'm going to say confirm. Okay, so they're successfully calculated. Now I'm going to go back to the lap manager, and you can see that a lap that doesn't matter is currently selected. So I'm going to select my fast lap, which is still lap 15. But I'm going to disable all the laps that don't matter to me, such as the one at the top there with 30.4 seconds. So that's a 4:35, and actually these laps were in the warm up, so I'm going to get rid of these too. And lastly, I'm going to get rid of this lap at the bottom here. All right, so now if we look at the split report, I'll bring my video back up too. So now it makes a lot more sense. My best lap time's a 2:19.87, my best rolling laps a 2:19.5, and my best theoretical lap is a 2:18.9. So, just from my experience, being within half a second on the best rolling lap is definitely where I want to be, and I'm pretty darn close to 1 second to the best theoretical lap. So yeah, this makes a lot more sense. And if you notice, the lap 11 coming onto the front straight, that sector time is 8.069 compared to my best lap of 8.150. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense. And let's look at the channels report, and you see all the distances traveled are about the same. There's no 16s or anything like that. So this has definitely fixed that problem. So there you have it. It's, like I said, if something doesn't make sense to you in the data, you really have to dig into it and figure out, why it doesn't make sense. In this case, I had to get help from somebody else, but that's how you learn. So anyway, check out my website at precisiondrivinganalytics.com. I got some service offerings there that you might be interested in, including analyzing other people's data, such as yours, and creating user profiles for people. And if you don't know what user profiles are, they're basically, I'll show you real quick here. All these are user profiles that I've created, and it's a quick way for somebody to look at their data quickly and efficiently between sessions. For instance, if I pull up, let's just say, a brake track map. Oh, I can't do it with this data. So actually, I'll pull up this one. So this is a user profile that I created for the Spec E30. And basically it's got the speed, lateral acceleration, combined G's, comparing against longitudinal and my friction circle, and a map. So every time that I came off the track, I would pull this up and take a look and see, what I could do better along with the split report. So anyway, take a look at everything. If there's something I can help you with, please reach out. rphillips@drivinganalytics.com, and hopefully you have some great racing ahead of you. Take care. Bye.